Community Sunrise began in October of 2014, so just recently, and it was kind of a piggyback off of Worldwide Insta-Meet 10 for people who are Instagram savvy. They know that that's something that Instagram kind of organizes throughout the entire globe, is when people within a city get together and they have what's known as an Insta-Meet. The Community Sunrise is kind of birthed with the realization that not everybody had like a personal bubble, not everybody had people to encourage them, to inspire them, and the Community Sunrise is kind of known for being like creative people based, like it's a community of creatives. So even in terms of creative inspiration, like to pursue whatever it is, photography, videography, just whatever your creative outlet is, not everybody had even people to encourage them in that. I hope that when people come, they experience community, because I feel like it's not just necessarily a lifestyle, but it's an experience. So you come and you get to meet new people. So I know some people just kind of totally stepped out on a limb when they decided to come for the first time. Like, I don't know what this is about. I've never done anything like this. Like, what do I bring? And I'm just like, just bring yourself. Like, you don't have to bring anything. Just be yourself, who you are. And that's what I love about this community in particular, especially because it's community of creatives, that nobody is really shunned. It's open to everyone. It's not exclusive in any way, shape, or form. We tried to travel all over Jacksonville, just because everyone who gathers is really from a different part of town. We have people from Northside, we have people driving from St. Augustine every weekend, we have people from right center Jacksonville. So first of all, I try to be considerate of what part of town people live in, and just kind of experience every part of Jacksonville, because first of all, because it's so big, there's so much of Jacksonville. Like, we have the cityscape, and if you're in the parking garage in downtown, you can see all of Jacksonville's buildings and whatnot. But if you're at the beach, it's almost as if nothing but water exists in Jacksonville. Or if you're just in the middle of Jacksonville, you have some urban homes and a little park. I think the best thing about the Community Sunrise is other people's stories. I might have my own as to how it started, but then there are people who came to it and then had a story to tell. My favorite thing about any aspect of my life is always the stories of people. So my favorite thing about the Community Sunrise has just been hearing other people's life stories, or even how they got there and what it meant to them. Because some weekends you're just tired. You're like, I just want to sleep in. But then somebody sends you this message on Saturday afternoon and they're just like, hey, Community Sunrise has changed my life. I was in a low place and now I have all of these friends. I have all of this support. And that's probably the most encouraging aspect of all of it. My hope for the Community Sunrise is that it always stays true to what it was in the start. I never want it to be some sort of like business meeting, because a lot of people make their living from their creative outlet. That's one thing that is obvious when you're there. But I never want it to be anything aside from what it began as, which was community. The majority of my life here, I miss the fact that Jacksonville had so much more to offer than people typically see, but you can't ever see it unless you dive head into it. And I always thought, well, there's nothing going on, like there's no cool places to eat, there's no cool things to do, and I was mistaken, because there are. I love Jacksonville now. There's great places to eat and lots of things to do, but more than that, there are incredible people in Jacksonville that you can't find anywhere else. I've been to Seattle and I've been to New York, but the people aspect is not the same in those places like it is in Jacksonville. Perhaps we have less distraction maybe than Seattle and New York do in terms of what to occupy your time and your space with, but Jacksonville is unique in its culture in terms of people. To sum it up in one sentence, the Community Sunrise is a gathering of creatives. And so the hashtag is just a way of us documenting via Instagram, via that social media, when we get together and how we get together. So it really, more than it is something to like get out there, because we're not ever trying to like get it out there or expose it necessarily. It's more like kind of like a box of pictures. So you click on the hashtag and it's like there's all of our memories from all of the months that we've gotten together, and that's what the hashtag's about. But what it is itself is more than anything and above anything else, it is community. Jacksonville is a place where I would see myself growing as a person and growing in community. And I think the greatest thing that Jacksonville has to offer is the people that make it.